So you've spent hours, maybe even days, making your resume absolutely perfect. But what if I told you that the first person or thing to read it isn't a person at all? Well, today we're going to crack the code on how to build a resume that not only impresses a hiring manager, but, crucially, gets past the robot gatekeeper first.
Let's just kick things off with a pretty shocking number. Get this, 3/4 of all resumes, 75%, are rejected before a human being ever even lays eyes on them. It's like they just vanish into thin air, right? And, this usually isn't because you're not qualified. It's because there's a system at play that most of us don't even know we're up against.
And this brings us to what a lot of people call the resume black hole. You find the perfect job, you hit submit with all this hope, and then nothing. Just crickets. The reason your application so often disappears is that you're not really writing for a person anymore, not at first. Your very first audience is a machine. And it's that machine that decides if you're even worthy of a human's time.
So it's time to meet this machine. It's called an applicant tracking system, or ATS for short. Honestly, you should think of it as the bouncer at the front door of your dream job. And in this explainer, we are going to figure out exactly how to get on its good side.
Okay, so what is an ATS, really? Well, it's basically software that automates the very first and maybe most brutal stage of recruiting. When you apply, your resume gets sucked into this giant database where the ATS scans it, pulls out what it thinks is key information, and then literally scores you against the job description. If your score doesn't hit the mark, you're out. That's that simple.
And this, right here, is the fundamental rule of the game. You've got to understand this. The ATS doesn't care about your cool graphics or your clever, creative phrasing. It's a robot. It's looking for cold, hard data. We're talking specific keywords, skills, and job titles that perfectly match what it's been told to look for.
So if the ATS is hungry for data, our job is to feed it the right kind of data. And the key to all of this is learning to speak its language. And you know what that language is? It's all about keywords. Let's look at a real-world example here. On the left, you see a phrase like results-oriented professional. I mean, it sounds fine to us, right? But to a robot, it's basically meaningless fluff. Now look at the right. This version is packed with juicy keywords like proven project management skills, leading cross-functional teams, and delivering projects on time. You see the difference? These are the exact phrases the robot is scanning for because they were probably pulled right from the job description itself.
But here's the catch. Having all the right words is totally useless if the robot can't even read them. So the second piece of this puzzle, and it's just as important, is your formatting. Your resume has to be squeaky clean and super simple so the machine can actually understand it.
Honestly, the main thing to remember here is to keep it basic. Seriously, use standard, boring fonts like Arial or Calibri. Keep the font size between 10 and 12 points. Stick to simple, round, or square bullet points. And, this is a big one, unless they specifically ask for a PDF, a Word doc or a plain text file is almost always your safest bet.
Now, on the flip side, here's what completely messes the system up. Any complex graphics or photos, they can cause major errors. Tables and columns? The ATS can read those out of order, making your job history look like total gibberish. And please, please do not put critical info like your email or phone number in the header or footer, because a lot of these systems are programmed to just ignore those sections completely.
Okay, I know that was a lot of information, so let's pull it all together into a really simple, actionable plan. Think of this as your definitive checklist for building a resume that will sail right past that robot. So every single time you apply, just run through this list. Number 1, clean, simple format. 2, standard fonts, nothing fancy. 3, dig through that job description and pull out every single relevant keyword. 4, use simple bullet points to make it easy to read. 5, get rid of all graphics and tables. And finally, number 6, save it as a robot-friendly file. That is your formula for success.
And that brings us to the final and most important question you have to ask yourself. In today's job market, you absolutely have to build your resume for both. It first has to satisfy the robot just to earn the right to be read by the person who can actually give you the job. So take another look at your resume and really ask yourself, are you speaking the right language to get past the gatekeeper?